been running from my past for what felt like an eternity, wandering from town to town, searching for a place where I could bury my demons, but everywhere I went, I was met with wary glances, cold shoulders, and outright hostility. They could sense it, the rage coiled beneath my skin, the violence that simmered just beneath the surface.
Get out.
I tried to keep my anger in check, but sometimes it got the best of me. So I kept moving, hoping that someday, somewhere, I'd find peace. That hope didn't more each day. Then, one evening, as I rested on the side of a deserted forest road, exhaustion took over and I drifted into a fitful sleep. That's when the dream came. In my dream, I was standing in the middle of a ruined town at night, an eerie silence pressing against me. I called out, but no one answered. The place felt wrong, like it wasn't just abandoned, but deliberately left to rot. As the first wandered, I came upon an old, crumbling factory. Something about it sent a chill down my spine. I stepped closer, peering into the shadows, searching for some sign of life. Then, a scream tore through the night. A man came running, terror etched into every step. Behind him, headlights flared to life, and several cars roared toward him. My instincts kicked in, and I chased after them, calling out, demanding answers. But no one acknowledged me. It was as if I wasn't even there. The man bolted into the factory's boiler room, locking himself inside. The angry crowd from the cars swarmed the door, shouting threats, banging their fists. One of them went to the trunk of a car and pulled out a gas can. I knew what was coming before I saw the flames lick at the factory walls. The man's screams pierced the night, then stopped. And that's when I heard it. The laughter. Low at first, then rising into something twisted, inhuman. It echoed through the dream, surrounding me. I turned toward the burning door, reaching for it. The laughter grew louder. Then I woke up. Even after shaking off the nightmare, something felt off. My instincts told me I wasn't alone, though the road was empty. I started walking, needing to put distance between myself and whatever unease had settled over me. That's when I saw the old man and his broken down car. At first, I ignored him, but the road was too desolate to leave an old man stranded. Reluctantly, I helped him, though I barely said a word. When the engine roared to life again, he invited me to ride with him to Springwood, where he was visiting his grandson. Normally, I'd refuse, but I had nowhere else to go. So I accepted. Springwood was wrong. It wasn't just quiet. It wasn't naturally still. People moved through the streets like ghosts, their faces pale, their eyes darting with barely concealed fear. Even before I saw the newspaper headline about 2 teenagers dying in their sleep, I knew this town had secrets. And something told me my nightmare wasn't just a dream. The old man offered me a place to stay at his daughter's house. I hesitated, but with no hotels open, I took the offer. That's when I met the boy. He was young, maybe 18, but there was something broken in him. Shadows clung to his eyes, fear making his movements stiff and uncertain. His mother tried to hide her worry, but it was plain as day. That night, he vanished from the house. When I found him, he was trembling, his breath coming in ragged gasps.
"They won't stop,"
he whispered.
"He won't stop."
I narrowed my eyes. Who? He swallowed hard, his voice barely above a breath.
"Freddy Krueger."
The name sent a strange chill down my spine. I'd heard whispers before of it, legends, ghost stories. But something in the boy's face told me this was no campfire tale.
"He comes in my dreams,
the kid said, voice shaking.
and he's going to kill me soon."
I calmed him down, walked him home. His mother was grateful. We had dinner together, talked. For the first time in a long time, I felt something close to peace. Then night came. That night, as exhaustion weighed me down, I had a bad feeling. But I never could have guessed what was coming. As soon as I closed my eyes, I wasn't in the house anymore. I was back in the dream world. Only this time, I wasn't just watching. I was in it. The factory loomed before me, the air thick with smoke and something darker. Then I heard it, that damn laughter again. And then he was there. Freddy Krueger. The bastard looked just as twisted as the stories described. Burned skin, a fedora casting shadows over his grotesque face, and that clawed glove flexing with anticipation.
"Logan,
He crooned, tilting his head.
you're new."
I growled, bobbing my claws. You don't know what you're getting into, bub. Freddy's grin stretched impossibly wide.
"Oh, I think I do."
And then he lunged. The fight wasn't like anything I'd ever experienced. This wasn't a battlefield. It was his world. Every time I struck, the terrain shifted, warping against me. My claws cut through air where his body had been a second ago. He was fast. And worse, he was playing with me.
"Not used to fighting in someone else's head, huh?"
Freddy taunted, appearing behind me. I turned just in time to block his claws, but pain still raked through my mind. He wasn't just cutting flesh. He was digging into my fears, twisting my thoughts. The factory twisted around us, runes shifting, shadows laughing. I snarled and charged, catching him in the gut with my claws, but instead of falling, he laughed.
"Nice try."
He cackled, and then the world exploded into fire. I fell, tumbling into the void. When I landed, the town surrounded me again, only this time the buildings were on fire, the screams of his past victims echoing through the streets. Freddy stood before me, grinning, his claws dripping with something dark.
"You don't win here."
He said, voice like rusted metal scraping together. I struggled to my feet, pain racking my body. My healing factor was sluggish, slow. This wasn't the real world, and I was losing. Freddy raised his glove.
"Time to finish this."
Then everything went black, and I never woke.